So what are we talking about? We're talking about RahXephon. And I was really excited about Eva, and now I'm really disappointed about RahXephon. How could RahXephon disappoint me anymore? By watching the movie. Yeah. It's inspired by Eva, but it's not like ripping off Eva. Visually, he's like totally stealing the exact shot, the exact setting, the giant wide-angle lens on the big empty room with only the 3 people is unnecessary and was done in Eva, so that's the only reason you're doing it again, is to recapture the Eva-ness. I don't know why, because the story itself was pretty good. It was way too confusing at the end, like they were trying to do all this super deep symbolic stuff, but they didn't invest you enough emotionally. And I can understand what they were trying to do. They're trying to pump all this like side character stuff in there to really get you amped up about it and like build you up for the fall. But the fall happens and you're like, I didn't like that person anyway. That's kind of how you feel. And RahXephon is all about the singing. It's all the singing. All the dolems, they're all named off of musical notes and everything. Falsetto, allegro. And they all do this fucking annoying ass singing. And they just keep repeating it. It fucking sucks. There's your main guy, Ayato Kamina, and it's about Ayato, and this is pretty much his story, and he's the pilot of the RahXephon. And what's the RahXephon? He doesn't fucking know. He's just going to Tokyo High School. He's just some kid. As far as he knew, the world was wiped out, and all that's left is Tokyo, and there's only 23 million people in the world, and life is good. How full of bullshit is this place? I mean, 23 million people and nobody even like ventured out. No one even bothered to check. They're just like, well, we're fucked. Oh well, going on with my life. It's like nothing fucking happened. So one day Ayato's just going to school and then there's a terrorist attack and he winds up getting kidnapped by this hot chick. Life is good, I guess, if you're living in Tokyo for the last 3 years, only it's really been like 12. There's this weird time lag thing, and it doesn't really make sense. They try to explain it, but you're like, okay, that's weird. So Ayato gets kidnapped by Haruka here, Haruka Shito, who happens to be working for Terra, who happens to also have a giant pyramid that looks an awful lot like NERV headquarters. They could have their names on their ugly-ass uniforms. Those things are hideous. You feel disconnected with these weird side love stories that they're trying to like force on you, because the whole unrequited teen romance thing is stupid, and you didn't need it. There's only one love story that you should be interested in, and it's the one between Ayato and Haruka, but you're not because they're trying to force Haruka's little sister on him. And there's all this bullshit, and it's cluttered with bullshit and side bullshit drama. Cluttered. So Ayato gets kidnapped by Haruka, and Haruka takes him out of Tokyo. And that doesn't sound like a big deal until you find out that Tokyo has been enveloped in this Jupiter-like cloud, and it's called Tokyo Jupiter, and they've been under the control of the invading life forms known as the Mu. Mu blood is blue, people. If you see somebody with blue blood, kill them, because they're Mu. You can't trust the Mulians because for whatever reason, if you're a Mu, your past memories get erased. It's just something that happens to you when you're Mu. And also something that happens to you when you're Mu is you get this giant doll-like weapon attached to you, and if that thing dies, you die. And if you die, that thing dies. It's weird and complicated, and don't sign me up. Anybody can be a Mu. They just, I don't know, they just need to encase you in Tokyo Jupiter long enough and then you become a Mu. They don't explain how that works. RahXephon feels like a giant book full of incomplete sentences. That's what RahXephon feels like. They keep saying stuff, but they keep like half saying everything, and then you don't get the rest. You have to like piece it together yourself. There's clones. We don't know why there's clones. They don't explain why there's clones, but there's clones, and you can plainly see that they're clones. And they mass-produced Ishiki for no reason. For no reason. Yeah, he's like Jango Fett. They just mass-produced his ass. Why not? Star Wars did it. And in case you were wondering, I did watch the movie, and the movie starts out well. What I mean is it starts filling information that the series left out. And I was like, ooh, are we gonna get actual pieces of things and this is gonna make way more sense? No, that is not what happened. It only happened like 3 times during the movie. Other than that, you have to have watched the series. Because if you haven't watched the series, the movie makes way less sense than the series itself. And the series almost makes no sense at all, right? So just imagine, if you have seen the series, fine, watch the movie. It'll fill in some gaps. You totally get to see Ayato bone down on Haruka, which was pretty cool. And then they fucking go bonkers with this ending. This ending is way worse. And it is just rehashing, a sloppy rehashing. Mind you, it's sloppy. It's all over the place. They'll just jump to a fight that's like 3/4 of the way over, and then they'll just expect you to know what's going on at that point in the series when that fight takes place. Overall, I found this to be completely disappointing in spite of pretty good animation, fairly decent voice acting, and pretty good music. The story doesn't go anywhere, and it's super confusing, and they leave out so much information. Crucial information that they don't bother trying to fix with some other piece of information. No. They just, here it is, and moving on. That's what it feels like. My official rating in my unofficial rating system, skippable. Yeah, I said it. You can skip RahXephon and you will be happy. If you watched Eva and you were disappointed in Eva and you want something that feels like Eva but that doesn't have the Eva ending, you can give RahXephon a chance. But honestly, if you've watched Eva, you're good. This is AniView by Dave. I, of course, am Dave. If you have any questions, comments, confusions, suggestions, put them below and I will get back to you. See you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell your friends I need more followers. If you have friends, and if you like me, I bet you do. I bet you do have friends. When you don't have friends, bullshit. And when you first meet RahXephon, he's got this weird wing beard. He kind of looks cooler with the wing beard than he does with the weird wing ears. Because that's what they are. They're like wing ears. He looks kind of stupid. Nobody likes his wing pigtails. And why is it whenever they have to get RahXephon, they always put him in this bottom pose? I don't like this, RahXephon. This makes me uncomfortable. Wing beard, bottom pose. Another thing, English voice acting cast, if you have 3 characters with very similar sounding names, try your best to not make them sound exactly the same, because Ixley, Ishley, and Ixley sound exactly the fucking same. No, you name one of them Bob and just suck it up. Now there's Itzky, there's Ishki, and there's Bob. There. That's much easier to deal with. Or something. Don't call her Ixley, which I can barely pronounce. Okay, remember in Eva, and they had Eva in the weird restraints up to his fucking chin in the weird red liquid and arm restraints and shit? And he moved several times, and every time they did it, they like added more bolts to him and shit. RahXephon will just activate and just fly off, and all they did was encase him in water. They didn't like tie him down or anything. They just put him in water and said that'll keep him calm. It's RahXephon. He's not fucking Jason Voorhees. He's not scared of water. Then there's the weird cyborg god moth rape that happens at the end, because that's not weird. That's not weird at all. Excuse me.